Good morning, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. It looks like it's going to be a sunny day today, and I'd encourage everybody to get out and go do some activity, get some fresh air, enjoy the daylight while we have it, because it won't be very much longer. I think we got about a week or two before we start going back the other way towards winter. Yeah, it's already that time. We're going to start losing daylight. So, now that I've made everybody's day all that much worse, let's talk about something good. Because today we want to talk about the power of story, specifically your story. Revelations chapter 12, verse 11 says, or actually, reading from the contemporary English version, it uses a slightly different word. It says, they have conquered him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, for they love not their lives unto death. Well, the blood of the Lamb is obviously talking about the salvation through Jesus Christ. And then when it begins to talk about the word of their testimony, that is your story. That is what God has done in your life to get you to a place of salvation. So we have to understand that most everybody in this entire world, the vast majority, are interested in spiritual things. And we begin to ask questions here is, what events brought you to this point that you are interested in spiritual things? What events occurred? What brought you to that place where you're like, I need to talk to God? And a lot of times in events, there's also a person involved who was key in bringing you to this place. And what happened in your life that brought you here, as far as what was your journey? And then to make this a testimony, you can look at those questions and tell somebody about them, and that will be a testimony as to what happened in your life. I've been to court a whole lot. I have testified, and I can only testify to what I knew firsthand. Only you can testify to what you know firsthand. We also need to find out where we are going in our relationship with God. Where are you now? Are you further along than you were yesterday, the day before, the week before? And where do you want to be spiritually? I know I want to be as close to God as I possibly can, and I work towards that on a daily basis. And yes, I use the word work intentionally because it takes effort to grow close to God. So whenever you understand that you want to grow closer to God, you have to ask the question, how will I get there? And my church is sitting there counting off the disciplines that I constantly talk about. I can hear them now. Prayer, studying the Bible, fasting, and meditation on the Word of God gets you closer to God. So when you are looking for something to tell somebody about your walk with God, there's more stuff right there. You can talk to somebody about these things as to your growing in a relationship with God. And we also have to understand that we all have questions. I have been in this since I was born. Before I was born, I was in church before I was born. I cut my teeth on the pews. I grew up in youth group. I went to Bible college. I can tell you, I've been in it a long time. And the more I learn, I find out I have more questions. So we always have to understand that some of our questions don't have easy answers. People are complicated. We're like an onion, if I can use that. Where's the donkey to help me understand the thing of the onion? But we're all complicated. We're made of layers. And when things are complicated, things don't always have easy answers. Some things we will never know until we see God. Some things he's just like, you got to hurry up and wait, because some things I just don't want you to know right now. But sometimes we have questions that God says, yes, I will answer those now in this lifetime. And what I want you to do is I want you to go talk with somebody, maybe a spiritual mentor or somebody you greatly respect spiritually, a good Christian brother or sister, and talk it out with them. And that was also sharing your testimony when you're able to answer questions about your own spirituality. So why are you interested in spiritual things? How is your relationship with God? And what are your questions? These are all things that we can use for a testimony, to tell people our story. Don't make it harder than what it really is. Just use these 3 things and tell your story to other people. Have a good one.